The Democrats are shell-shocked as of today as a brand new poll finds that Nancy Pelosi is the single most unpopular politician in the entire nation. In this video, we're going to take a look at the results of this new poll, how Pelosi is struggling to hold on to power, and why when it comes to her shocking level of unpopularity, she has only herself to blame. You're not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Wonderful to be with you. As always, we're here each and every single day to give you conservative hope in the midst of these admittedly turbulent and trying times, helping you to think better so you can feel better and provide for you a patriot path to freedom. Now, before we begin, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that's our good friends over at PATRIOT and their awesome immune system supporting product, Ageless Body. With our rapid advances in science over the years, there are much more powerful and effective ways to boost our immune systems than just taking mega doses of vitamin C. Our sponsors over at PATRIOT, they've combined 4 of the world's best immune supporting powerhouses along with that mega dose of vitamin C into their #1 immune support product, Ageless Body. Simply put, Ageless Body provides you 5 of the most powerful immune support ingredients available. And best of all, if you click on that link below today, you're going to get Ageless Body at their lowest price ever. 51% off with free US shipping to boot. So do not wait. Click on that link or go to agewithsteveturley.com. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. You know, things really don't look very good for the Democrats as we speak in many respects. I know they have all 3 branches of government. I know they're very threatening, but it looks like the majority of American voters don't really seem to be on board with them. A new internal poll conducted by the National Republican Congressional Committee. Now, internal polls, just so you know, they tend to be very accurate polls, okay, because politicians, organizational leaders, they pay big bucks for them to accurately determine how to position themselves for upcoming elections. So this was a survey taken among 1,000 voters across 85 battleground congressional districts just a week or so ago. And its results were so good that the NRCC just couldn't keep it to themselves. So not only did it show the Republicans are very well positioned to take back the House in 2022, most especially because of the advantage of what's called ticket splitting districts. But Breitbart is reporting that the internal poll also found an intense dislike of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and every single key subgroup. The survey found that the 80-year-old speaker is in fact the single most unpopular elected official in the country, scoring a 52% unfavorable rating and a 41% favorable rating. The unfavorable rating includes 45% of people who view Pelosi as very unfavorable. The internal poll found, too, that Pelosi was particularly unpopular in what are called ticket-splitting districts, okay? So these are districts that tend to vote for one party for president, but another party for a representative or a senator, and districts that may have voted Biden, but are prone now to be voting for the Republican representative in 2022. For them, Pelosi is even more unpopular, with a near 60% unfavorable rating. 51% in split districts view her as very unfavorable. The survey found that Pelosi is unpopular with almost every key subgroup outside the Democratic base, including independents, which is down by 21%, suburban women, which is down by 8%, white college graduates, which is down by 7%, and Hispanics down by 3%. Even union households, where she's down by 1%. Pelosi is obviously a very, very unpopular figure. And the dirty little secret is that this has been the case for quite some time. Politico reported back in December, just a few months back, that only 31% of voters thought that Pelosi should be elected speaker again when the new Congress begins. 56, nearly 60% believes she should be replaced. She's obviously not well liked. Well, Democrats like her for the most part. 53% of Democrats want her to stay on as speaker. But that's a clear minority opinion. It's highly peripheral to what most Americans think. Even back in 2018, when the media was pushing this whole notion of a blue wave that was going to sweep the Republicans out of Congress, which, by the way, never happened, of course. The GOP ended up gaining seats in the Senate. But even then, in 2018, only 27% of voters thought the Democrats should keep Pelosi as their leader. A slight majority of Democrats, 51% at the time, thought she should stay on as leader. These were abysmal poll numbers. And that's why, after winning control of the House, 15 Democrat members defected from electing Pelosi as Speaker, either voting present or voting for someone else for the leadership position. She's been a very, very polarizing figure ever since she came into power as Speaker back in 2006. But that's not without the corporatist globalist media doing everything they possibly can to prop her up. You probably remember that ridiculous political stunt that the corporatist leftists tried to pull off several months back when Pelosi utterly embarrassed herself on national television, right? She was on that James Corden show that nobody watches, and he was featuring Pelosi in this little freaky leftist love fest. This is right at the start of the whole COVID lockdown. She's coming to him from her posh home, and they thought it would be fun to show what's left of Corden's viewers how Nancy Pelosi is weathering the coronavirus pandemic, as well as bitch together about President Trump. And so there's Pelosi in her $1 million kitchen standing in front of her $24,000 fridge, and she shows off her lavish ice cream collection. And they both thought, oh, wouldn't it be so much fun to have all that ice cream in the freezer? Now, we didn't have to wait long before Twitter blew up with some pretty angry reactions, noting how pathetically tone-deaf the whole scenario was, given how many people were struggling financially during the whole quarantine measures. So the tweets came out like this: while Nancy Pelosi sits in her ivory tower in San Francisco eating $13 a pint ice cream out of her $24,000 fridge, she's cheering on Democrats for blocking coronavirus relief aid that has so far been distributed to 1.3 million small businesses that is about to run out. So many were calling it her Marie Antoinette moment, right? Pelosi was the American Marie Antoinette, showing off her posh lifestyle while people were suffering in the streets. So she's frankly never been a very popular person, even among Democrats, most especially members of the New Left. She is not popular. Now, before we get into that, I do want to invite you to our exclusive live online Q&A Thursday night, March 11th, where you're going to have access to the one and only Dick Morris. Dick will be with us live online Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and you're going to be able to ask him your questions. We're so excited to have Dick coming to visit us. Now, we hold these live Q&As every Monday and Thursday night with some of the most exciting leaders in the new conservative patriot movement going on all over the world, and they're exclusive for our Insiders Club members. Now, if you're not a part of my Insiders Club, all you need to do is just click on that link down below, and you can sign up. And as a special incentive, you're going to get your first week absolutely free, no obligation, okay? We want to give you this week free so you can be with us and ask Dick your questions and be a part of our live Q&A. You're never going to have an opportunity like this to sit down and talk with one of the biggest and brightest leaders in the new conservative patriot movement. Well, at least starting off for free, right? So our Insiders Club is your backstage pass to having direct access to these leaders. So make sure to click on that link below and become an Insiders member with your first week absolutely free. And I'll see you Thursday night live with Dick Morris. You're going to absolutely love it. All right, gang. So needless to say, with her abysmal approval numbers, Pelosi ain't exactly the queen of the Democratic Party, okay? Again, you may remember the feud that erupted between Pelosi and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, right? Where Cortez actually came out and accused Pelosi of being, yes, a racist. Pelosi is a racist. Her crime was that she singled out members of the so-called squad who, according to Cortez, involved Pelosi singling out women of color. And that makes her a racist. And then, of course, you had Nancy Pelosi make an absolute spectacle of herself on national television at Trump's State of the Union speech, right? When she just freaked out in front of the entire nation. She stood up and very deliberately ripped up the speech and barely keeping her teeth in her mouth. Not even the neo-Marxist media was really able to spin that childish stunt, although they tried. But it was so unbelievably petty and petulant. And when confronted by a reporter for why she did it, her reason was even more pathetic. She said she couldn't find one page with truth on it. Which, again, just shows how she's just simply not in the right state of mind. I mean, that kind of hyperbolic resentment just isn't rational by any stretch of the imagination. So all of these antics, it appears, are really coming home to roost, as it were. Pelosi is now officially the single most unpopular politician in the nation. And that honor, or rather that dishonor, could not be bestowed on a more deserving person. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the link below to check out some of our awesome merch. And you definitely want to check out my latest video I just uploaded on how President Trump is calling on all patriots to defund the GOP and starve rhinos out of the party. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.